Oh, there we go. Okay, good. Hi, everyone. We're gonna finish up Elsinore today. I promise. We're gonna cheat a little bit to do it. I've got a couple of guides that we can look at to get at least a couple more endings, and then finish up the game. So that we'll have time to do some Q&A today before the holiday next week. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Next week's gonna probably be sort of up in the air, and then I'm hoping to get a schedule going into next year, but I don't have that yet. I want to start out just real quick apologizing for yesterday. I got a little bit frustrated. Oh, hey Kyla, thank you. I got a little bit frustrated with the game yesterday, and there are several things going on there, but it's mostly a mismatch in my approach and the pacing of the game. I really wanted to finish up this stream yesterday so that I could start a new game. Not because I don't like Elsinore, just because, that was kind of a schedule that I had in mind. And so I was playing a little bit impatiently, and this is a game that's designed around, a lot of exploration and storytelling, and I think if you're not willing to meet the game there, as with any game, as with any experience, if you're not sort of willing to meet it on its terms, then you're not going to get the experience that you want to get. So, I'm going to be a little bit more relaxed about it, but and I think, not expect to be able to burn through endings. But we'll sort of accept some help and do a couple of these, because I do want to finish this up before I take a break for Christmas, So plan of action today. Well, first of all, this is maybe the most important thing. Let's see. Instant text speed. Let's see what that does. Also, hold on, what is character costumes? Interesting. I guess let's see what modern looks like. Here's our plan of action today. I found a couple of different guides to the endings of this game, and one of them is an attempt to sort of sort the endings from best to worst in terms of like how it ends up for Ophelia, and then another one is sort of like help actually getting to each of those endings. So we're gonna start off, we're gonna do the number one best ending and the number, I think, 13 worst ending for Ophelia, and see those and try to get a sense of that range. We'll see what time it is at that point, and what kind of questions we have. We might sort of like wrap up there, or we might try to do, I don't know. Then we can sort of play it by ear. Kyla in chat is bringing up a really good point. That in the podcast that she is part of, pointed out that it's really easy to get stuck in a rut in this game where you have a set of actions that works relatively well and you end up doing every time, which tends to make it harder to get certain endings, and I would say like tends to give you the same extremely limited set of endings every time, right? So I know how to kill Claudius and Gertrude. I know one way to do it, and that's going to be kind of my go-to if I think that that's like vaguely the direction that I want to go. There's a lot more that you can do in this game that I haven't discovered, and I'm sort of aware of. I was aware of that. I'm aware of some more of it now, having done some research yesterday. But regardless, here's what I want to do. So this is Shashakiro. on Steam. So this is just one player's sort of attempt to rank the endings. I don't think that they are claiming that this is definitive, and certainly I'm not, but we're going to kind of go with it just for the sake of this. So their number one ending is prestige, sacrifice prestige for family. So we're going to start there. We're going to try to do that. And this is the one where you leave Elsinore. Laertes, and this was pointed out yesterday. I think maybe Kylo's trying to point us towards this, or somebody mentioned that Laertes didn't wanted to leave, was like, let's just get out of here, and Polonius wasn't down with that. So let's do that plan. Let's see how that goes, and that's going to be a different kind of a thing. So here's what I've got for prestige for family. Have Laertes stay and get Brit arrested. Have Quince perform a play based on the hearsay of Hamlet killing your father. I can do all of that. Oh my god. Look at these costumes. What the hell? I'm too weirded out. And still full armor. What the heck? This is so weird. Okay, I'm gonna change it back. I'm gonna change it back, but all right. Brit has seemed chronically unhappy.
Laertes?
That's better. That is definitely better. Clicking through the text that instant. It does not, I'm going to say, make up for not having any kind of a fast forward button. I think that is... Look at him. Laertes surprises Brit. Great. Yeah. Can I change the costumes back? I can't do it. All right. My next job is to get Brit arrested. I do that with Bernardo. we can switch it on again when we see Claudius. God. Just Ophelia with her headphones. Okay. Yeah. It's a red blazer. And a mustard shirt. You know, like a king. Like a king would. Wild. I like this suit. I'm down with Gertrude. Can I talk? Yeah, there we go. Hell yes! That is a fucking outfit. Okay. Alright, I'm down with Gertrude. Bernardo's busy. Can I follow? No, I can't even click on him. Hey, Bernardo. Brit is a spy.
Ophelia.
I know.
And then I'm gonna go meet Peter Quince. Okay, hold on. We gotta... Exactly the same. I kind of really like that, right? Quince is outside of time, in this world. Okay, we want to do, oh, the affair. Interesting. I'm not gonna do that. My father's death. Hamlet will kill my father. So the sense that I get from reading some information and guides and people's experience playing the game is that this will serve as a warning to Polonius. And so I think what's going to happen is between Brit getting locked up and Polonius getting scared off by this sort of like threat that Hamlet might attack him or something like that, they're gonna Laertes is going to convince the family to leave. I think that's what's going to happen. I can't do it with the headphones. Sorry, everybody. I mean, I actually really like that interpretation of a thespian. A thespian always dresses for the drama anyway, right? Like, it's just a costume.
I'm sorry?
What's the announcement? Did he say what the announcement was?
Breaking news.
Lady Brigitta.
Of course.
What do you say, Laertes? Cool. Okay. Yep. I'm curious where he's going. Yeah, he's gonna go see Lady Brit. What's that look like? This is the other thing, is that, like, I can't help myself. I do want to see how all of these stories play out, which is what the game is, right? Like, the game wants me to indulge that curiosity. I'm trying to play it on a timeline, and it's not the best way to play games a lot of the time. I don't know why I bothered to come. I have nothing to say to you. Then go. No, actually, there's one thing. Bernardo tells me you wanted to have my sister murdered.
I didn't know.
I didn't know. I didn't know she was my target, not until very recently. And then I didn't want to kill her. I fought. You fought, but you still meant to go through with it. I think we did see this, didn't we?
Laertes.
Does this dialogue maybe happen...
No more.
I don't remember. I guess when Laertes comes back, if Lady Brit is already in jail? Well, regardless, let's go to the Great Hall. Hi. What's up? There's something important we need to discuss with Father.
Brit.
Lady Brit has been uncovered as a traitor to the court thanks to Ophelia, but this has dealt me a devastating blow. I'm not certain what the two of you knew, but I loved her. And I've loved her ever since she came to Elsinore. I had hoped to leave her safely behind as I went to Paris, and maybe when I'd return, I remember this dialogue too. She wanted to kill Ophelia. I never desire to return to Elsinore again. I know not why we linger here. Oh, this is where... Okay, that makes sense. This is where he sort of expressed that. This is a drastic response. Life at court can be difficult.
Of course.
I have influence here. That's right. So we have to convince him that he doesn't have influence here, which I guess the play is going to do. See, this is... There's a little bit of moon logic in seeking these endings. And I am kind of still grappling with that a little bit. Like, I love the writing, I love the structure, I love the premise of the game. I think that it has a very specific voice and direction, and I appreciate that. But there's something tough about saying, you know, here's a story box, here's a diorama, and the point of it is to find these particular possible endpoints, when I think finding those endpoints without some like more specific guidance is really tough. Okay. I'm going to skip through all of this. Tomorrow night is the play. Kyla, I totally agree. So Kyla says, I think it tends to feel moon logic-y when you are trying to achieve something specific. When you're just exploring to see what happens, a lot of the results of your actions feel fairly natural. 100% agree. I don't have any problem with how events play out. I think that's really well considered and makes sense and is fun. Is fun to discover. The thing that I have a problem with is the thing that I am sort of in a position to do right now. What is this? They're waiting for the play to start? Yeah, okay.
Welcome, one and all.
The thing that I have more of a problem with is what I'm doing right now, which is I have this book that lists there are, whatever, 12 or 13 endings. I don't know, your job or your role as a player, like, because we have enumerated them, it encourages you to find them. And the act of finding them, I find that less fun. That sort of like, what do I need to do to get this to happen? That doesn't work as well for me as the like, what happens if I do this? And this is just occurring to me, so I certainly don't have a solution for it. But I wish somehow the game focused more on that playful, what happens if you do this, and less on sort of now that I'm in the end game. How do I make all of this work? And narratively, I think it sets it up, right? Like, it's got a good narrative structure for you're being tortured. And Peter Quince is, like, presented you with a puzzle that you cannot solve. And can you, like, try everything you possibly can? But, you know, that's not the fun part of the game. The fun part of the game was the more sort of, like, playing dolls with it. And seeing where things went. So... it felt natural until the point we got the book listing the possible endings. 100%. I think that's totally correct. And like I've said before, I think it's probable that somebody would play through this game and would find more endings than I did before they got to the end game. And I think that would work better. I'm not sure how you encourage that to happen more than this game has. I'm also not sure how you set up a goal structure that encourages the kind of like playful curiosity that I'm describing as opposed to what the game is doing. I'm just pointing out that, like, actually getting to the end game turns some things sideways that don't work quite as well. Alright, Quince, thank you for coming, lords and ladies. I, your humble playmaster, have arranged a most magnificent show for you tonight. Many changing faces. Without further ado...
The false wise man.
The false wise man. I don't think we've ever seen this one before. Fascinating choice for performance. Yes, this ought to be interesting. I hope that you are paying attention, Polonius.
Ladies and gentlemen.
In the kingdom of a certain Lord Gazongo, there rests a terrible predicament. He finds himself assaulted by his enemies at every step, embattled and in need of some good advice. Woe be to him, though, he has only Corambus, the idiot advisor, at his side. Corambus fails to inform his master of even the simplest subjects. I know not what I hunger for. Corambus, what I to eat for supper? Oh, my lord, there is soup in the kitchen today, a most wonderful bone broth of savory roots and meats. But also, my lord, the cook has prepared a freshly caught boar and hanged it in the pantry for preparation tonight. Of course, there's also a platter of sweetmeats on the hearth, and a roast duck in the guardhouse, and 100 other things beside. Corambus, I only wanted your best professional opinion. Okay, I like the idea of... I like the idea of an advisor who should have a professional opinion on the best thing to eat. That's kind of amazing. What good is a list of opportunities to me? I need a firm decision. And if you can't help me with even this, old man, how are we ever supposed to win this god-awful war? What? What is this? Is that supposed to be me?
Such comedy.
One night, Corambus sneaks into the queen's chamber to observe a most interesting conversation. But as the exchange turns heated, he debates with himself. What ought he to do? Should he flee, or defend the queen, or something more? Unable to decide, he merely cries out and gives away his position. He's run through immediately. Poor Corambus, dead too soon, and yet not dead soon enough.
Oh, I am slain.
Oh, I am slain. It's a horrid caricature of me, not like me at all. Thus I die, thus. Is this what the king and queen think of me? Useless and rambling, unable to perform my basic duties. All these years I thought I was good and dutiful. Poor Polonius. I've seen quite enough. Ladies and gentlemen, my lieges, please excuse me. Goodness. Dearest, did you request that script? Good old Polonius, faithful as an aged draft horse. Quince, I think we've seen quite enough. A wonderful performance. Thank you.
Of course. What was that?
Alright. Hey, Dad. We have matters we must discuss as a family. I have had a moment in which to reflect upon all that's occurred lately, and it has removed some of the doubt from my heart. That performance I saw, it was unlike anything I'd ever witnessed. To have your worst fears about yourself echoed back to you as truth, it was a mockery. Insult in the highest form. I mean, you are taking this very personally, Polonius. Much as it pains me to believe this, my use to this dynasty has come to a close, I think. Now, of course, I regret that I invested everything we had into King Hamlet's war. We still own a little land and a single estate. It is old, but sufficient, and the three of us will be together there. Perhaps we can make some new life for ourselves, though much of our current comfort will be lost. Yes, when I called our first meeting, I was hoping your heart would change, Father. I am merely sorry it happened in such a strange and cruel way. As am I. But at least it has made the decision a simple one.
Ophelia?
Flee Elsinore with my family? Sure, let's do it.
Let's go.
I think you're both correct. Let's leave together. We'll be happier on our own. I know it. Even if this world only lasts a short while. Then we shall depart as soon as possible. Necessary preparations ought to be made, but of course, there's little use in me making them, as I owe the court nothing further.
Yes.
Let us gather our belongings, Father. I'll have Reynaldo's staff a carriage. Ophelia now believes that there is no reason to stay in Elsinore.
My love.
All the necessary preparations have been made. The carriage is loaded outside the walls. Are you prepared? As well as I can be. Something has become alarmingly clear in these last few hours. Elsinore is no longer our home. And so we shall go on and forge a new home, the three of us. We may lack the deep coffers and guards and gardens, but I have the two of you, and that's all I ever needed. That's wealth enough for me, I think.
Yes.
Yes, the three of us together. And to think how suddenly things can change. Yeah, pretty wild. There are things we leave behind, certainly, but it's time to replace those things with a world of our own creation. Let's go. Father, Ophelia.
I'm ready.
I'm ready. Off into the sunset. Sacrifice prestige for family. My family and I could leave Elsinore behind forever. We are utterly without land, coffers are a way to get by, but at least we'd have each other. I mean, that's not what Polonius said. I mean, utterly without is pretty extreme, I think, Ophelia.
Hamlet.
Well, here's the other thing, Amaranth, who comments, that was a short loop. I think the loops can be short. Like, the distance from Thursday morning to any one of these endings, I mean, maybe not any one of these endings, but certainly to most of these endings, that distance is very short, but it's unclear what steps need to be taken, right? And the fun is exploring the consequences of decisions that you make. So if you're willing to say, I'm going to do this and this and this, and then just hit the wait button for everything else, and those things that you did were the minimal things to get to an ending, then I think you can get to the endings really quickly. They're short if you know exactly what you're doing.
What?
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. And I think part of what I was saying yesterday is that it would benefit the game, and I wish, and I don't have this solution, but I wish there was a solution that would help to make the loops shorter, even when you don't know what to do. And to me, some kind of a bookmarking system or a tree or some way to say, like, remember when I did this, let's do that again and try something different. That would make it easier for me to sort of exhaustively explore the space and not feel like every loop goes on for such a long time. Okay, so the second one that I wanted to do, my second priority, is number 13 on this list. Sacrifice reality for joy. Described as a hauntingly bad outcome. There is no golden end, there is no true ending, but there is definitely a bad end, and it's this one. So we got to do this. We got to see what it is. And the instructions for sacrifice reality for joy are: convince your father and or Claudius that you've lost your mind. You'll probably hit this one by accident. It's not hard to do. Which maybe also says something about the way that I've been playing this game. That I definitely haven't hit this one. And I feel like I probably wouldn't have hit this one. Because trying to convince... it's been sort of a background part of the game for me that I don't want... people to think, like, I don't want to say something that is going to get me killed or make people think that I'm crazy, which is, like, I don't know. The time loop is supposed to free me from those kinds of concerns. So I'm not sure why I'm kind of still hung up on them as a player. Let's see. Otherworldly occurrences. I had a terrible nightmare. I had a strange nightmare. I saw Hamlet run you through with a sword. Okay, he's gonna question Hamlet. That's not helpful. There's a ghost.
Father? Yes?
He wasn't exactly professing his love. Apparently he's distressed because he believes he saw a ghost. Well, this is going to make him think that Hamlet's crazy.
No, thanks.
Polonius no longer believes that Hamlet is lovesick. Oh, that's interesting. That's how I was supposed to get that to happen. What about Peter Quince intends to do you great harm? That funny little man? I do have a frozen in time thing, don't I? That's what I was looking for.
Farewell.
Oh, that maybe did it. Polonius now believes that Ophelia is losing her mind. Can I still tell you about... Where is that? Frozen in time.
Father.
What?
What did you say? I feel like time is...
You believe me?
It seems it's a common madness in this castle, and now it's gotten into your bones. Well, I won't let you go the way they did. Oh, right, because, Elise. Is that right? Elise didn't suffer from it. Elise just suffered from the plague. Polonius now believes that Ophelia is stuck in a time loop. Well, hopefully that didn't break it. Where is Claudius? Oh, he's up in his room. Hi, I'm stuck in time.
My king.
Simona definitely did, and King Hamlet definitely did. It's also possible that, like, other people did and we just don't know about it. Like, it definitely feels like that could be the case. Quince has been fucking with Elsinore for a while. Is this a new game? I'm sorry, Ophelia. I don't have time. King Claudius now believes Ophelia is losing her mind. Alright, well, let's, Ophelia, dear.
Father.
I need you to come with me. Quickly now. What is this? What's going on? Do as you will. Oh no, Bernardo. As we discussed earlier, her mind's not well. She needs help. It's what's best for her, Polonius. I'm not delusional. I'll ensure she's delivered with all the care my men can provide. We'll watch over her, my lord.
Father!
You're sending me to an asylum? I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, but everything you've been saying, these visions, I don't want any harm to come to you. It'll only be for a little while, I promise. I was telling you the truth. If you won't believe me, why not just let me go? Bernardo, give her the dwale. What's a dwale? Oh, some kind of a potion.
Ophelia.
Don't fight me, please. Things will be better on the other side, my love. You'll be safe. Nothing will harm you there. I could use the Book of Fates to embrace madness if I wanted to. Okay, I think in order to actually...
What?
experience that ending... Amaranth, that's exactly it. That was my thinking. I get now how it could be easy to get to that ending. However, when stuck in time, the last thing you want to do is tell everybody that's not productive. Yeah. That's sort of... it would appear that telling people things they find extremely strange raises the likelihood of me being labeled insane. Perhaps I should observe when this happens and consider who might find the information I know useful rather than disclosing everything to everyone. That makes sense. So it's actually built in as kind of like a... it's trying to get you to think reasonably about the things that you do rather than just trying every key with every lock, right? I think that that's fine. I think that makes sense. Yeah. Sacrifice reality for joy. Let's see what happens. How is her condition today? I don't know. Not improved, certainly. Still 3 kinds of loony. Ophelia.
Ophelia.
Do you know us? Of course, Perdita! You are lovelier than I ever thought possible.
Oh.
And there's Florizel, the gallant prince, come to you at last. Everything is lovely in the springtime. Imagine me, gentle spectators, that I now may be in fair Bohemia. Bohemia? The hills dotted with sheep, the trees all abloom, yes. Everything is lovely in the springtime. It shall stay so forever.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Ophelia. Oh, dear.
No.
Not from this. She's not coming back. The Ophelia we knew is dead. But she looks happy, peaceful. She's not in any pain. Thank God for that. We've all suffered enough, her especially. I wonder what her fantasy must be like. I wonder what she's seeing in there. I just wish I could see that at least. Here we go!
Please.
Places, everyone, please. It's time for final curtain call. If you'll allow me, I shall set the scene. When we last left Ophelia, she was ready to use the Book of Fates to remain in a perfect place forever. What say you about this, friends? There's my girl. We're all ready for you.
Ophelia.
Ophelia, we were just saying your name. Speak of the devil. What's going on here? Well, we were waiting for you to tell us that. Yes, Lady Ophelia, you are the storyteller of this world. Anything you imagine, we can do.
My love.
If you wanted to write me a larger part, I wouldn't be opposed to that. Or if you wanted to cut Hamlet out of the narrative altogether, that's an option too. Lads, stop that talk immediately. This is about Ophelia's desires, not yours. Ophelia, I apologize. Merely command us and we will do your bidding. If you don't like the result, merely tell us to act differently again and again. We'll be here forever and we'll never leave or be harmed by anything or pass away. Unless that's your desire, of course. In which case we're happy to oblige. You could even create a world where I was nice to you. Just think about that for a moment. It's insane, isn't it? Insane. Whew.
Cease this.
Ophelia, cease this. You cannot stay in this world. It has lingered long past its due. How can you be certain of that? Look at this. Look at how happy they all are. This version of Elsinore is merely a fantasy.
Dust.
It's a trick invented by your own mind. This version of events may never come to pass. This is the reality of the world. When all illusion is wiped away, you are alone. In life, I did not fight insanity. I relinquished myself to her. I was subjugated, consumed, and finally death took me. Think carefully on whether you wish to do the same. While you lie in the grip of your delusion, everyone still alive will meet a grisly fate. No amount of dreaming can save them from that. If I choose this ending, I have to accept that it can never be real. But it felt real. It still can. Okay. That is pretty grim. That is pretty